Hello students, so today we are going to discuss about second normal form. Okay, for this second normal form there are 2 points that we should remember. The first point is says that second normal form should be in first normal form first of all. Okay, so this first normal form we have already learned in our previous class, right? So if anybody has skipped that video, please do watch that video and then come back to this video, or else you won't understand this second normal form example. Okay, so and the second point is it says that no partial dependency in the relation. That means there shouldn't be partial dependency in the given relation or a table. Okay, so partial dependency, this is also one of the topic that we have discussed, right? So partial dependency, in a short we can just say that proper subset of a CK means candidate key, which will determine NPA. NPA means non-prime attribute. Okay, so non-prime attributes are those attributes which do not form candidate key. Okay, and what is a candidate key? Candidate key is a minimal super key. Okay, so super key is also one of the topic that we have discussed in one of our video, right? So in that video we already have solved some of the questions, like how to analyze, how to find a super key from the given relation, right? So super key also, if you have skipped that video, please do watch that video, okay, or else it will be difficult for you guys to understand. Okay, so what is a candidate key? The minimal of that super key is called what? A candidate key. Okay, so partial dependency, how to find a partial dependency? This is a method. Okay, so partial dependency means the proper subset of a candidate key which will determine non-prime attribute is called what? Partial dependency. So these things we do not need it in this given relation. That's why it says that no partial dependency in the given relation or a table. Okay, so these 2 points we have to remember while solving this second normal form. Okay, so we'll understand this statement with the help of an example again. Okay, so we'll take one example. Example 1. Okay, for example, a relation. We have a relation in which some of the attributes are A, B, C, F. Okay, these are the attributes. These are the attributes of this relation R. Okay, and the set of functional dependencies are given here. Functional dependency, FD means functional dependency. Okay, so here the question is A determines B, B determines C, C determines D, D determines E. Okay, this is the set of functional dependency which are given. Okay, this functional dependency you can also write in this way: A determines B, B determines C, C determines D, D determines E. Okay, so if we write in this way, so it will help you to solve the problems in an easy way. Okay, so that's why I have written in this way also. So here this is our question and we need to solve this question, okay, in second normal form. So here you see this relation R. Okay, this is by default in this example. By default it is already in first normal form, for example. Okay, and it wasn't, if this relation was not in first normal form, we have to decompose it in first normal form. We have to convert it into first normal form. And how to convert it, we have already learned in that first normal form video lecture, right? We have already solved some of the questions there, right? So first, if anybody has skipped that first normal form video, you can go through that video once and then try to solve this one, or else you won't understand. Okay, so by default in this example this relation is already in first normal form. Okay, so the second point we need to focus, okay, while solving this. So we have to, in this example we have to analyze whether this relation is in second normal form or not with the help of this functional dependency. And how to do that? For that we need to find CK, candidate key. Okay, and what is a candidate key? As I have said, candidate key is a minimal super key. Okay, next is we have to find prime attribute, okay, and non-prime attribute. So this tree we have to find candidate key, prime attribute and non-prime attribute. Okay, so what is prime attribute? Prime attribute are those attribute which helps to form candidate key. Okay, let me write it here. Prime attribute are those attribute which okay, those attribute which help to form candidate key. Okay, and non-prime attribute are those attribute which do not form candidate key. Okay, this thing you can write it down in your copy. So we need, from this question we need to find out this candidate key, prime attribute and non-prime attribute, and after finding this, and then we are going to put this point, okay, to analyze whether this given relation is in second normal form or not. Okay, so let's solve this. First of all, to find a candidate key. Okay, how to solve this, let me show you. To find a candidate key, first of all we need to do what? We need to write all the attributes in both the side, left hand side and the right hand side. So we will just write it down here, A, B, C, D, E, F, which will determine A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now we need to discard it, okay, with the help of this given functional dependency. So how to discard it, let me show you. Here you see A, okay, see this functional dependency here. Here it says that A determines B, right? So we will discard it B. Okay, next is B determines C, we will discard it again C. Now C, here we have C determines D, we will discard it D. D determines E, we will discard it E. And then is there any other attribute which are determining F? No, we do not have, so we will just keep it like that. Okay, so here you see the remaining attributes which are not being discarded are A and F, this one, these two. Okay, so now this one will act as a super key here, super key. Okay, so now we have to find what? Candidate key, right? This one we have to find candidate key. So how to find a candidate key? For that we need to find the closure of these attributes. Okay, so we'll find the closure of attributes individually, and how to find that closure of attributes, let me show you. Here you see we have two attributes here, right? A and F, so we will just write it like that, A. Okay, so A closure, we'll find first A closure one. Okay, so how to find? For A closure we will just write A and then this symbol. Okay, this is a symbol for finding the closure. So A closure will determine first of all here A itself. Okay, it will determine A itself here because of the transitive property. Okay, next, now A, we have found A here, right? So A, come back to this functional dependency which is given in this example. Now here you see A, here we have A here determines what? B, right? So now we will write it here B. Okay, now we got B here. Now B, come back to this functional dependency. Here again you see B determines C, so we'll write it here C. Again go back, C determine D, we'll write it here D. D determine E, we'll write it here E. Fine, so A, B, C, D, okay, they are the closure of what? A. Okay, now A is done. Next is F. Okay, we have F also here, right? So we will write it here, closure of F. Now we will find a closure of F. So first of all, the closure of F will determine itself first because of the transitive property again. Okay, now come back to here, functional dependency. Is there any F here? No, we do not have, so we'll just stop it here. Okay, so here we can see F has been like F closure is only F itself here, right? So this is also one of the trivial property we can say. So ultimately here you see A and F, this A and F are determining whom? A, B, C, D, E, F. See right hand side. So A and F, this A and F, ultimately they are determining all the attributes here, A, B, C, D, E, F. So what are our attributes? A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So that means this candidate, this A and F is what? They are the candidate key, because they are determining all the attributes of this relation here, this one, right? Therefore we can say that our candidate key is what? A and F. Okay, so now here we have found one candidate key in this given example relation. Okay, so there could be more than one candidate key also in the given relation, given example relation. Okay, so how to find that? Again, you see, as of now we have found only one candidate key, that is A and F, right? So now to check whether there is again some more candidate key present in this relation, for that we need to check in this way. Okay, here you see our candidate keys are what? A and F, right? So A and F, you see A and F. A and F, come back to here, functional dependency. Is there any A and F in right hand side? A and F, is there any? No, we do not have A and F here. Okay, if we had A and F in right hand side, then what we could have done, we will just replaced it with the attributes which will be present in the left hand side. Okay, so A and F we do not have in the right hand side, so we'll just leave it. Now individually you take it A. Now we'll just talk about only A attribute. Okay, now come back here again, functional dependence. Here you see again right hand side, is there A here anywhere? No, we do not have, so again just leave it. Next, F, is there F in right hand side? No, we do not have F in the right hand side. Okay, that means there is no candidate key here. Only we have found only one candidate key. I mean, like, there is only one candidate key, there is no more than one candidate key in this relation. Okay, for example, if F was here in place of E, then what we would have done, we would have just replaced it with D. Okay, in that way we have found our in that way we could have find our candidate key, but in this example we do not have, so we'll just leave it like that. Okay, we'll solve this type of example again in our next video. Okay, so in this example we have found only one candidate key, right? One candidate key. Now next step is we have to find what? Prime attribute, right? So how to find a prime attribute? See, what is the definition for prime attribute? Here you see, prime attributes are those attributes which helps to form candidate key, right? So relation, these are the attributes. Okay, attributes. So what it says, like, those attributes which helps to form candidate key. Here we have candidate key what? A and F, right? So that means A and F are the two attributes which has helped to form what? Candidate key. So A and F, we will write it here, A comma F. Okay, these are the two attributes which help to form the candidate key, and that is called what? Prime attribute. Okay, next is okay, we have found our prime attribute. Next is non-prime attributes. So what are non-prime attributes? Non-prime attributes are those attributes, okay, those attributes which do not form candidate key. Okay, so now non-prime attribute. So here you see, from the given relation, again come back here. So we have found prime attribute like A and F are the attribute which have to form the candidate. So vice versa, take the opposite. We'll just cut this A and F. Okay, A and F, because they have to form the candidate key. And non-prime attribute means what? It will means those attributes which do not form candidate key. So remaining attributes are what? B, C, D, E. So these are our non-prime attribute, B, C, D, E. Okay, so this is how we have found our candidate key, prime attribute and non-prime attribute. Okay, so next step is what? Now we have to see whether this given relation is in second normal form or not. Okay, after finding this candidate key, non-prime and prime attribute and non-prime attribute. So how to find it out? We have to follow these rules. The first rule is already, I have said, like, by default this question is already in first normal form, so we'll just skip this one. Second point here, you see, no partial dependency in the given relation. Okay, and how to find a partial dependency? Partial dependency means, okay, partial dependency means the proper subset of a candidate key will determine non-prime attribute. If this is the case in our relation, then we can say that partial dependency is there. And if it is in partial dependency, that means it won't be in second normal form. That's why it says here no partial. We do not want this partial dependency in this relation. Okay, so we will follow this method and let's check it out whether we have partial dependency or not in this relation. Okay, so here you see the proper subset of candidate key. So candidate key, come back to candidate key here. We have found our candidate key, right? So this is our candidate key. So what would be the proper subset of this candidate key? It can be A, right? Either A or F. Either A or F would be a candidate key, would be a proper subset of this candidate key, that is A and F, right? So let's check it out one by one. The first, A, proper subset of this candidate key. Let's take A. Okay, so A, whether A is determining non-prime attribute or not. Here you see this example or this statement, proper subset of candidate key, that is A. Okay, we have taken A, right? A is determining non-prime attribute or not. Okay, so how to check that? This A, come back to here in functional dependency again, this example. Here you say A determines B, right? Proper subset of candidate A determines non-prime attribute. So here it says B. So B is what? Is it a prime attribute or non-prime attribute? Come back here, we have found, right? Okay, this is non-prime attribute. So proper subset of this candidate key A is determining what? B. Okay, it's determining what? B. That means partial dependency. So we have found the partial dependency is here. This is the method to find the partial dependency. Okay, so we have found this, that the proper subset of candidate key is determining A. So in the beginning only we have found directly. That means there is redundancy. Directly we can say that, right? So this is present, that means what? Partial dependency is there in our relation. That if it is present, then it's not in the second normal form. It shouldn't be present. It shouldn't be present. That's why it's written here no partial dependency in the relation. But it is, but partial dependency as we have found. Okay, so we will say that the given relation is not in second normal form. Okay, and okay, so this is how we are going to find whether the given relation is in second normal form or not. And to find the second normal form, first of all we need to find candidate key, prime attribute and non-prime attribute, and how to find these attributes. This is the method to find. Okay, so we'll continue another exam in my next video. In there we will take another exam and we'll understand this concept more clearly. Okay, so as of now we'll just stop it here. Okay, thank you.